I'm pushing myself and moving my body and breathing deeply around other people, and like I'm okay. Welcome back to another episode of Life Things. Today we're going to be talking about something that I feel super excited about and also nervous to talk about, which means I guess it's like a juicy thing to talk about. Which, yeah, I guess we'll just jump right in. I'm glad you're here. And today we're going to be talking about my relationship with exercise. And the reason that I'm choosing to talk about it right now is because it's sort of like an anniversary for me right now, during the spring and summer season of this year, because last spring was the first time that I started going to the gym consistently. And it's been about a year now. And I don't want that statement to scare you away, because there's a lot more behind that statement, and that's what I want to talk about. And disclaimer, it has nothing to do with trying to convince anybody that they should go to the gym or work out or anything. This is like story time for me to excitedly and like nervously share how this journey has been for me and what it means for me. And there's just a whole lot that I'm just going to start at the beginning with a little bit of history on my relationship with simply moving my body. So as a little kid, I never was into sports. I didn't like to run. I hated like team sports that were like encouraged at my little school that I went to. I remember having to like play kickball in one of my classes, and just like the sheer dread of kickball. But yeah, I always felt extremely cautious as a little kid, like moving my body in different ways. It never felt comfortable. It felt very uncomfortable for me for some reason, just like spatially, and especially around like classmates or other people, just super uncomfortable for me. The only like real form of movement that I remember really enjoying, and that there is video footage of, is dancing. I loved to dance as a tiny kid. I would like strip off all my clothes and go dance in the living room and have a really good time. And that brought me a lot of joy. But other than that, I never enjoyed any like intentional physical movement like sports or anything like that. So that's kind of my starting point. So then I remember around like 8 years old, for some reason, I got kind of interested in the idea of running. And that was like a really short little blip in my head. I don't remember what inspired that for me. But I remember being inspired by the idea of like doing track and field, or I didn't even think I knew what that was because they didn't offer it at my school. But that little spark, that little ember was like burning of like, oh, maybe running could be something that I could feel excitement about. And then that was at age 8. And then at age 9, a lot of things shifted in my life. including the start of a pretty rough time where I started to develop anorexia. And that completely took away any sense of like joy or excitement or freedom around the idea of moving my body. And from that point on, like through a lot of high school, moving my body was not something that came from a place of like empowerment or excitement or joy or enjoyment or pleasure. Like, you need to be moving your body or bad things are going to happen, basically, is like the narrative that I had. You're going to be unhealthy, you're going to die, like whatever. But it felt intolerable. So it's like, I felt like I needed to be moving my body, but I hated it so much. I knew that I needed movement and I wanted movement, but there was such a wall with my comfort with it. And so, yeah, that was there. But as all of this is like happening, the entire time, I had so much like admiration and envy and like jealousy of people who were in athletics. Like people in my classes who went out and did sports during recess as a kid, friends who did gymnastics, people that I knew who felt comfortable running, people that I knew who felt comfortable moving their bodies freely. Like, I wanted that so badly. Like, I want to experience this. I want to be like that. I want to be able to have fun moving my body. And I didn't know what that felt like, aside from dancing very occasionally, like by myself. And so, yeah, I had so much envy, like so much envy as a kid, watching people out moving their bodies freely in nature. Like, it made me feel so like less than, and I just wanted to be that so badly, and I so very much was not. Like, I was the kid who would be drawing during recess. I was always a creative kid, so I was always playing music, doing all of the art things. These people like were on the moon and I was on Earth, and I'm like looking up like, this is so incredible and fascinating, and I want this for myself. And I'm down here on Earth and I don't have a rocket ship, and I don't know how to build a rocket ship, and I don't know how to fly a rocket ship. Always wanted that feeling, never really knew how to experience that. And then about a year ago, kind of randomly and out of the blue, I decided to start going to the gym. And it was this really kind of just random thought of like, and feeling like something like shifted in me. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what it was. It was like this inner like feeling of knowing it's time. It's time for me to start moving my body in a new way. The crazy thing about it is like, it seems like such a scary and foreign thing for me to do based on my history and based on my relationship with movement of my body and my relationship with exercise. And like, I was just like, there was like this clarity of like, it's time. And I remember like the socks and the shoes that I wore, and I think the shorts, and I had my hair back like this, And I walked into my university's gym without really that much of a plan, and I started experimenting with free weights. It was like this knowing that it was the right thing for me to do for some reason. I didn't really know why. And now I think I'm starting to understand so much more of what this inner knowing was, like why I had this switch and like the ways that it's impacted my relationship with myself. I'm starting to be like, okay, this is why I started doing this. I totally get it. Like, I totally understand why this like inner knowing was like pushing me in that direction. I kind of had a feeling, I was like, oh, I feel like my legs are pretty strong. Like, I walk a lot and like I hike sometimes, but I'm like, I've never known what it felt like to really like feel like I had muscles in my shoulders or my arms, or even the sensation of like muscles working in my upper body, which is kind of the whole point, which I'll get into a little bit more, of lifting weights and going to the gym for me. And it has everything to do with how it physically feels to lift something up and to feel the power of my own body. Like it's truly incredible. Like it's just like, I feel like a kid, like giddy. I'm like, this is like a brand new experience for me. It's been a year and I still like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is what this feels like. This is what it feels like to recognize that my body is stronger than it was like a month ago. So yeah, there was something about going to the gym and the way that I started out doing it that didn't trigger me. And this is the main concern that I had in the past with any kind of intentional exercise, like whether it was like doing like a HIIT workout, like YouTube video or something, like, or going for a run. Every time it would trigger me. And so that's why I never thought that it would be an option for me to do something like go to the gym. Like, anyone that knows me knows that that's kind of absurd to even imagine. Like a couple years ago, me being like, yeah, like I love the gym. Like, no, that's just like, that would not have been realistic at all. Okay, so like I can create the feeling of safety of I'm pushing myself and moving my body and breathing deeply around other people and like I'm okay. So that's been incredible to experience. Like first time experiencing that kind of thing. Like, so yeah, then I started realizing the more that I went, like, I'm like, wow, this is like genuinely, like it's genuinely become one of the biggest mental health supports for me that I've ever experienced. And I am not lying when I say that. It supports me when I am feeling awful, if I'm feeling depressed, if something hard is going on in my life, like, and I can go experience some endorphins. Like I've practiced meditation on and off for the past several years, like since high school. And this has become like that for me. And I feel like I have an extremely deep connection with going to the gym now, which it sounds like kind of an absurd thing to come out of my mouth. I'm like, how is this possible? And how, like, I don't know if that's something that people can relate to at all, but for me, it's like the most incredible way to have a healthy relationship with my body and to be like, I can push myself and have it not mean that I'm harming myself. I I now still have to be careful about my mindset around going to the gym. I have to check myself. What is my mindset going into this chest press? Why am I doing this? Like, is it because I want to look a certain way, or is it because it is empowering to move my body and to push my body? And so sometimes I really do have to check myself and be careful and know my limits. But yeah, going back to the mental health benefits of moving my body now really regularly and pushing myself, and like gaining muscle and working really hard, like, is, I think I had a lot of pent up energy that I didn't realize that I had before I started moving my body more regularly. I don't know, like, there's something incredible about having worked really hard, having run really hard, having worked out really hard, and then the sense of like peace and calm that I feel afterward, like, incredible. I don't know if this is something that people who like play sports regularly experience, but it is amazing. It's incredible. And yeah, it feels like sometimes I have all of these just pent up emotions, and like pent up energy that I spent, I think, so many years like trying to solve mentally or just overthinking, when now sometimes all I need to do is like go for a run and I feel so much calmer and like my mind is so much clearer. Truly, the mental health benefits of, and like the mental health support that going to the gym and now starting to run more regularly gives me is like, I would say, the number one benefit and reason why I do this now. Like, it is proven to me, like, holy crap, this is one of the biggest assets to my mental health, period. Like, it's crazy. I feel like I'm years behind, I would say, most or a lot of people that I know in terms of like just what it means to like exert your body regularly, like on a regular basis. Like, I've learned what it feels like to be sore, like actually sore. Like, I don't think I ever really experienced that before in my life, which is crazy, until I was 21, like actually sore. It's such an exciting feeling for me because it's like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I did something with my body and now I feel sore, and it's like so exciting. Or even like minor injury gets me very excited because it's proof that I'm doing the thing that I always wanted to do in a way that works for my brain, that doesn't trigger me, that feels joyful, that I feel excited about. Being able to view my body as a machine and as like a purely like functional thing is very exciting. And that mindset shift is like super exciting. To be able to be like, okay, like this is like, okay, we need more protein, and like knowing what that feels like and taking care of it and like stretching, and finally I feel safe pushing my body and moving my body, and knowing that I am safe while I'm doing it, like safe from my own brain. But like being able to hold myself in that and be like, it's okay to have that feeling. It's not because I'm trying to punish myself. It's because I believe in myself and I believe in my ability to get stronger. That's kind of the best part. I'm just really excited to be acknowledging it, and it's been a huge deal for me, and so it felt timely to make this little video about about this experience because it's like true and real in the moment for me, and I'm really proud and really hopeful. Yeah, it's been a journey getting here. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.